help a bit. Yeah, my CPU isn't killing itself. Oh, what's this? Communication module for robot. I have now. Remove cover from Nougat. I'd like to take this off. Oh, this one. Oh, hello, buddy. Oof. Might have to lower the sensitivity. Oh, got a achievement for something. Don't know what. Let's see. What we gotta do? Turn off maintenance mode. Oh, maybe the giant highlighted thing. Turn off. Come on. Right. Turn off. Oh, I have to... Okay, game. Ah, Steam Confectioner. You have given me the ability to finally communicate with you. Thank you. Now, let us speak of chocolate. Unfortunately, at present, I am unable to assist you physically. I lack essential parts such as wheels for movement and an interaction module for handling objects. For now, I can only offer you advice. Okay. Pick up a book. That feels a little insulting. Remove planks. Ooh. Production hall. Welcome, Mr. Cheddar, to the Discord server. You're holding in your hand your most valuable possession. This book stores all crucial information about your craft, the recipes, the state of your storage, the stores, etc. It is the command center of your entire manufacturer. Make sure to use it often to check the state of your business and recall recipes. Don't try to eyeball measurements. Don't tell me what to do. New order. Her book's very important. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Books. You in. Mr. Hawk, chocolatier, I need some chocolate. Please take my order. Okay. Gray in case I'll be waiting at the order once it's completed. Pick up a bag of cacao powder. While holding the ingredients, interact with the container into which you want to pour them. Use the mouse to adjust the pouring speed. The slower you pour, the more precise the measurement will be. Remember though, ingredients never mix perfectly. Don't try to create more than one portion in one large bowl. Sorry, the proportion will come out wrong. Alright. Where's the bowls? Give me a bowl. A bowly woolly. Okay. Pour. Now we wait. Gotta check on why my... Let's go a little faster. A little faster. We added too much, but it's okay. We need butter. We need to add 45. Okay, that's enough. Oh my god, that's enough! That's enough! It's too much! I would like to leave. There we go. Now we add the sugar. $20 grams of sugar. Pick up bag of coal. No. No. Oh my god. It just would not let me leave the bag pouring. Okay. Remove cover from furnace. Oh, that's the packaging machine. Oh, is the furnace like in here? No, I picked up bag of coal. Oh, I need 3. I should read. I need steam to work. Yeah, I mean, it's called steam powered, not child powered. For now. Oh, I'm putting sugar in there. Put it inside. Yoink. 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 Pull the lever. Oh, it's not a lever, it's just a button. Remove cover from heater. You discover heater. Pick up the pot. Put pot on stove. Just keep mixing. Okay, chocolate can be very sensitive. It starts to burn at 35 degrees. So make sure to heat it up very slowly and very gently. If it starts overheating, the triangle progress bar appears over the pot. Start stirring. Once the required temperature is reached, fill in the progress bar. Your chocolate's ready. Okay. hold and twist. Create 100 grams of liquid chocolate by heating the ingredients to a consistent temperature of 43. What the fuck are Celsius? Need glasses, ma'am. I have glasses. I wear glasses. Leave me alone. Oop. I think I need to heat it up a little bit more. Celsius. Oh. It's fine. It's interesting they went the steampunk route with the game's aesthetics. Yeah, it really is. I do like the steampunk aesthetics. They're fun. Just kind of limited with the color palette, that's all. Which kind of sucks, but eh. They might have to set and change C to F. Yeah, they might. Nope, it's just Celsius. Melt, fucker, melt. I was thinking if I do a donathon, what if I have one of the goals where I'm forced to drink, like try Dr. Pilk? 'Cause that is the only way I'll try it if someone pays me to. Matching. So does it have to be like a matching recipe? Like. I'm trying to get it to 43. It's starting to get there. 43 to 48 degrees. It's Dr. Pilk is basically milk and Dr. Pepper together. Or 100. Oh! Something's happening. Okay. Oh, something went wrong. Choosing Craig. Oh god, it has to be okay, so it has to be completely exact or it's useless. Great. Why is it called a sleep schedule when you sleep in schedule out of it eat the sleep? What? Hello, silver lining. I like to have the pot, please. Yes, yeah. Let me drop this. Pick up the hot pot. With my bare hands. What heretic came up with that? They need to be bleached in history and everyone's... What? Where is the garbage chute at? Topping, design, press cover. Okay, so that's like fillings. Ah, here it is. So we try this again. Is that on? I should probably turn this off. Okay. So let's go remake this. We need cacao powder, the butter, and the sugar. Oh, I already have it in my inventory. My back hurts today. Can I just... Okay. Open book. How do I make recipes? 39 to 50 grams. Gotta go slow. Go slow. Or else it'll hate me and not work. Was because I didn't. I don't think I added the milk into the pot. I think that's kind of what happened. Okay. Which is fine. It's fine. We learn. 2 grams of sugar. Enough. And then 39 grams of cacao butter. How much was it again? Okay, like the cacao powder, 39. How's your guys' morning going so far? I still don't have water. Well, we have water, it's just not treated. So we're still under a boil advisory. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Matching recipe found. Yay! Then do we add the milk? No, it just says place in heating vessel. Stir. And heat until the required temperature is reached. Okay. So I don't need the milk can right now. I don't know why I have that. Or how I got it. Morning goes good. No work today. Nice. Yeah, I was supposed to go to work, but they called in. It's like, nah, we don't need you. Okay. I like to have money, though. Money is good. Okay. It's not telling me anything now. I don't like that. Again, because of water advisory, everyone's staying home, so my client didn't need me. Stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir, stir. Scam likely, leave me alone. Okay. Okay, now it's shut. It is a relatively new game, so there are going to be bugs. So I'm just going to slowly stir this. So I'm drinking strawberry Dr. Pepper. So water. What are your guys' favorite games? Because I want to start looking at getting new games to play. Even though I haven't finished a lot. I haven't even finished Cult of the Lamb. I don't know if this year I should sit down and be like, actually finish a game. Because I'm almost done with Outlast. We need to finish Outlast. I want to work again. I like my pay. I also like having money to fund projects. I kind of want to make chocolate IRL now. I make an amazing meringue. I want to heat this up a little bit more, but I'm worried. Especially since we're getting closer. I'll probably do some sneak peeks of some behind the scenes stuff for you guys. Like, once I get more, probably either when I get more of the work in progress pictures, or when I actually have like the finished thing, I'll decide. Let's go. We keep stirring. We just keep stirring. Stalker 2 and Project Zomboid are fun games you like the survival. I do have Zomboid on my wishlist on Steam. I'll check out Stalker 2. So my ADHD gives me very much a, ooh, new shiny object syndrome. And there's like games that are coming out this year that I really want to play. Oh, I might have to fix the box. The chat box might need to fix it. Stolen key by accident, now can't complete building my PC. I need work. Oh. Yeah, I need to start saving up for like a dual PC system. Hence why I kind of want to do a donathon in the next few months. Because I know that I will have a very hard time saving up by myself. See, it didn't say anything about adding milk, so that's why I'm like, do I actually just sit here and stir this? Okay, maybe if I heat it up. Just a smidge more. So what genres do you love? What? I just picked up my pot. I do love the horror genre the most, but I kind of almost want to expand my horizons a bit more. I'm very picky about my first person shooters. Like, I don't play Valorant, I don't play Overwatch. I tried Marvel Rivals, didn't really enjoy it. The only thing I enjoyed about it was the Jeff the Shark event, where it was just Jeff the Shark and Splatoon. They should make that into an actual game. I would play so much of that on stream. There's just many first like person shooters I can't play because they're all like flashy. I can't do too much flashing stuff, especially not on my meds right now. I should be going back on them soon. Still don't have a new neurologist. We're almost there. You play a Russian learning app? From Valve? Oh, is that Noun Town? Or is it just like straight up Russian? Because I would love to find something other than Duolingo right now. Because a app I just backed like 2 years ago is still in progress. It's almost done, but I wasn't able to pay for the testing, be part of the test group. I think I've heard of Plate Up. I'm pretty much okay with any look of style of games. There's Abiotic Factor? That sounds interesting. Hi, baby. My cat's been wanting so much attention lately. Counter-Strike 2? Fuck no. I am not playing Counter-Strike 2 as a girl. No, 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 no. Like, there are... That's another factor why I don't play many, like, first-person shooters. They do not treat my gender well. Like, kudos to those who still, like, tolerate it and just deal with it. But I can't. No. Yeah, come here, baby. Oh my god, what? Ugh. Yes. Oh. I give you so much attention and it's never enough. I think she's just not used to me working. Like, for years I wasn't able to work, and like her whole life I've had her. I haven't had a job with her, so she's not taking it well. Me leaving a lot of days. Oh, CS2's Russian learning app. I just see CS2 and I think Counter-Strike 2. It's okay. Well, I'll look into it. It's basically Half-Life 1. Hold on. For some reason, everything's taking a while. Counter-Strike 2 has a fuck ton of Russians playing. Yeah, and I feel like 1 and 4 dropped into a blender and a survival element. That's kind of cool. I'm at Counter-Strike, everyone speaks Russian there. Oh! Yeah, I'm Ukrainian. I don't think I should be playing that game either. That's... I have 2 factors not to play. It is weird being, like, Russian and Ukrainian. It's like, oh, both the mother and father are fighting. This is fun. But yeah, I don't know either language. I tried learning on my own, but it's really hard when you don't have anyone to speak to with it. Come on. Oh, we're so close. I think part of the problem is this, like, doesn't show, like, a progress, truthfully. Because it just looks the same. Like, there's no slow show of melting. Boop, boop. Come on. Reach to 40. Do something. Make chocolate. Boop, boop, boop. Also, I can't see my mouse cursor. Like, there's no true, like, mouse cursor to see how I'm stirring this. We're almost there. God, this is taking forever, but I'm paranoid of, like, adding any more heat. I'm trying to figure out what's causing so much as a CPU issue right now. Ugh. So at first I thought I could slowly get away with saving up money for another tower, but I don't think so. Some Russians thought I was Russian. It was fun. I think if I was like maybe with someone, it probably wouldn't be so bad. Like playing it, but like, I'm very, So I try not to judge like every single person into a box in the community, because there are bound to be someone who's like nice and kind in like some pretty toxic fandoms, especially when it comes to games. But like when it's the majority experience, it's like it's not worth it. Oh! Chat! Chat! We made chocolate! We made chocolate! Oh wait, do I put it back on? Oh. What did OBS just do? OBS? You need more heat. I mean, trust. Oh, for some reason, like, my OBS just, like, went black there for a second. I do need more trust. Guess I just keep stirring. I don't know, but then again, like, I've trusted people and, like, certain people, and then it just kind of went bad. You need 40 more grams of chocolate? Yeah, I put in the exact amount, so I don't know what it wants me to do. Because I put in the exact, like, recipe amount or else it would not have worked. It needs to be the exact grams. It just says create 100 grams of liquid chocolate by heating the ingredients to a constant temperature of 43 to 48 degrees. So, I don't know. Yeah, I know I only have 60 grams. Like, do I just keep making more? Like, what? That's milk chocolate. We don't need milk chocolate right now. Gotta go, but we'll lurk for a while before leaving. Thank you, Mr. Cheddar. I guess I'll put it in here and then just make more powder. Okay, we'll see if that works. Then 39 grams of this. Something must have gone wrong with the original measurements because everything is melted. Yeah, I don't know. So we're gonna make more of the powder and then just pour more into the bowl and see. Because I did the exact measurements it called for in the recipe. They need to make clear instructions, so I'm gonna say that now. Two, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay. Then how much sugar was it again? Great. Wait. Oh, I guess if I make a big batch, I do like 50, 20, and 50. Oh, okay. So I made a small batch. I didn't make a huge batch. Okay. That makes more sense. So after this batch, I should be good. Let's heat this up a bit more, just to quicken it. I mean, cooking is an exact science. Yeah. I also love baking. I made some banana bread, I make cookies, I make meringue. What else have I made? And also, I'm not good at math. But yeah, I think this year I might sit down and like finish a bunch of games, because we're almost done with Outlast. I just need to get past that one, like that courtyard that we're in, and then we should be at the end. But I might do that like spot off stream for a bit, because it's so dark, and I remembered I ran out of batteries and kept dying. Might do that. Just so that I'm like, I finished the game. And we can try and make more progress in Cult of the Lamb. That's another game I need to truthfully sit down and get closer to being finished. Welcome back from the ads. Because there's they should be coming out with the release date for this game. It's an isopod game where you go around and you're an isopod, and it's really cute. So I really want to stream that when it comes out. Let's see. There's also a bunch of old games I want to play. I want to eventually play Papers, Please. I do like that game. Oh, someone's texting me. Let me answer this. But I'm gonna keep stirring this. I suck at Papers, Please. I played it before I became a streamer. Like when around the time it came out, I lost that Steam account. I'm so sad I lost that Steam account. It had so many games on it. Can't get it back because I don't remember. I don't have access to the email or the credit card that was used on that because that credit card's long gone. But I was pretty decent. Not to brag, but I was pretty good at Paper Please. Not saying I could speed run it, but I was pretty good. Too fast for my slow brain. Oh wait, you played Minecraft. Yeah, I got Minecraft. I still play on occasion. I always I don't talk through Minecraft unless I have like a collab person with me. So like a lot of times my streams of Minecraft is just me sitting here not speaking because I'm so like spaced out playing it. We're almost there. I almost want to do Roblox just for the horror maps. So I've heard there's some actual like pretty good ones out there, but I don't know. Have you tried Vintage Story? I haven't. Stir, stir, stir. Come on, you son of a bitch. Become chocolate. Oh, thank you for the head pat. Stir, stir. Come on. Okay, I think I actually have to make smaller circles rather than actual wide circles. That's a bit better. Okay. Need to reload stream. Guess it delay built up. Let's see, that fixed it. Yeah, I'm having also issues. I have no idea. Why is my CPU at 4? What is happening? Ooh, that's a big delay. Oh. Yeah, I think it's on my end. Okay, whatever you did fixed it. I don't know what I did. I don't think I did anything. I might actually pull up a PNG. Oh wait, but Discord also takes up a lot of CPU on me. I might try exiting out of my model stuff and see if that'll lower the CPU and fix stream once I pour this out. Okay, I made... Oh, let's put this back in the pot and see if that tricks the game. I think the Streamlabs might be chugging to death. Yeah, it's my OBS, probably. It's just not happy with me. Did I trick game, or do I have to make a big batch? Yeah, if you liked Minecraft for the building, Vintage Story would be a good next leap forward. The survival's a little more hardcore, but building is leaps forward with Minecraft. You can actually break down a normal block into smaller blocks to make completely custom blocks you can pick up and move. Oh, that's cool. Seriously, game? Okay, let's just keep going and see. I don't want to redo this like another time. Like 3 times now. Normal massive pixel art can be shrunk down to like 3 blocks. Oh! That's actually really cool. I do like pixel art. I don't know how some people can just look at a picture and then go into Minecraft and just make it without like grids or like or anything like that. I'm gonna gaslight this game into thinking I did this in one pot. Or even completely custom shapes, as the custom blocks can be smaller than the original block and be completely different shaped. Ooh! That sounds cool, that actually does. Gonna gaslight you. I totally did this in one pot. 100%ly one pot. Aw. Sorry, I just saw a picture from CC sent to me of 2 eels snuggled up together. It's really cute. God, my wrist hurts. Oh, my phone feels very warm. Also just checking emails. Oh, why this is happening. Oh, my back. God damn. I am a professional streamer, I swear. Very professional. back would hurt less if you would unshrimp. Yeah, I'm trying to get in the habit of not shrimping. Game, I don't want to remake this. It counts. Come on, it's 100 grams of liquid chocolate in this pot. Don't do this to me. You know what? I'm putting this. We'll see once it hits 8 and see what it does. Oh! I gaslit the fucking game. I did not gaslight the game. Did I gaslight the game? Oh. Alright, Vintage was also made with modding in mind, so if a server has mods, you can just join it and the game will Oh, that's cool. I like that. I feel like games that encourage mods should have that. Because the amount of times I've done collabs for Lethal Company and it's like day of streams like, oh, by the way, we have mods. Here's the file now. So like, instead of just clicking start stream and playing, I gotta wait another 5 minutes to download the mods. It's like, if you want mods, you gotta tell me a day before stream. In my opinion. Does this count? Game? I think I'm just confusing the game at this point. Ugh, yeah. Oh, what? Huh? Wait, I think I'm just confused the game. Because this seems to be doing nothing. Okay. I'm just gonna dump this into the large bowl and see if I can use it later. I'm sorry, Liquid Death is coming out with soda? Root beer flavored sparkling water? Dr. Death? Okay, I gotta try that. Yeah, I stopped tracking my model for a sec. it'll go back to normal or not, but we'll see. Now available at Target. I don't have a Target near me. Oh. Furnace is out of fuel. Fuck you. Okay, yeah, my model is just straight up not being tracked in-game, so I'm going to do this. We're just not gonna have a model. That's all. And then I'm gonna pull this up. Might as well get this started at this point. Like, I'm having so much issues. Oh, do I have to buy more coal?
Welcome to Anomaly 1990's containment. Please stay behind glass filters and proceed with caution.
I can't wait for the notification to actually pop up for me. Oh, Wolf and Coyote, thank you so much for the follow. Congratulations on becoming an unpaid intern. Your keycard and files will be given to you shortly. Do I have more coal in here? Let's hope for the best. Okay. I'm gonna put this pot here. We're gonna take this bowl. And then we're gonna do the 50. 50, 50, 20. And then we'll like crank up the heat a little bit more to quicken the process ever so slightly. And then we should have the 100. And I think it was 20 for the sugar, right? Yep, 20. So I'll still go a bit slow. Now, we should shove this into this pot, and it should work. And while I'm pouring, it should be heating up as well. It's heated up by 20%. Welcome back to the ad from the ad void. I should mention get CC to do this voice lines for me actually. Now I'm just talking to myself about plans you guys don't get to see yet. And I was right about the pot heating up while I was pouring. It does. Like, you have to go really slow or it will go into that sludge. If this doesn't fix anything, then I'm gonna have to, like, restart the game. I even upped the temperature a little bit. Kinda looks like you're making instant mashed potatoes. Goldie fish do not say instant mashed potatoes. We don't allow that in this containment. But hey bud, how you doing? I'm making chocolate. God, it is hot in here. I should rethink what kind of mashed potatoes you make with mashed block patches in it. I make mashed potatoes from real potatoes. I don't use that instant crap. Salt, pepper, garlic, milk and or sour cream sometimes. And a nice smash to it. Eldridge instant potatoes. Ugh. Are we going in and out of my room today? Oh, do any of you guys play Dead by Daylight? Because I'm really excited for the next pack that's coming out. I'll tell you the name Bram, but it's unpronounceable with only one tongue. I like to try. Now I'm curious. God, why is it so hot in here? Am I having a heat flash again? The kitchen insecuritation involved in shit. Fuck you. I love you, but fuck you. Let me lower the heat. Like it is. I'm either freezing or really hot. There is no between for me lately. Come on. Ugh. I feel like we've been streaming longer than that. Maybe on the valve to 22%, maybe. Because maybe there is like a certain percentage that gets there quicker. And drop it once you get to 40. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna try it. And we might summon something. We'll find out. Card Iglik Offrey. I'm assuming German brand. Or Norwegian. It's usually those two. Stir, stir, stir. Stirring, stirring, stirring. Okay, let's up this a little bit more. Jeez. God. Oh god, we summoned something. We summoned a tentacle monster with an anime girl. You nailed it. It was just German for mashed potato with the lace Cthulhu sleeping next to it. Yeah. Yay, I did it. Cthulhu likes to sleep in very weird places, I will admit. I like sleeping under people's beds and grabbing their ankles and their toesies when they're least expecting it. Or just chilling in your hallway. Those are my favorite places. Ooh, attic is always a good place to be at as an eldritch horror. I think I've seen that anime. Currently do have any sus emotes, so I improvise. I kind of want to get some sus emotes. I definitely want to get the emote of me licking the screen. I think that would be fun. But I gotta kind of keep it PG-13 so Twitch doesn't bonk me. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. I kind of want chocolate now. Do nothing. Hey, baby. My baby girl. I'm eating a peach. Ooh, nice. I'm weird. I have a weird texture where I don't like mushy stuff. So, mangoes, I love mangoes, but I can't eat them like as is. Then give it a try. Goldfish Twitch has the tentacle fun times out for free. Duck plushie almost fell. We got fun time for free. What kind of emotes would you guys like to see? Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Chocolate. Chocolate! Finally got it.
Emotional damage.
Thank you for the emotional damage. Let's do the recipe. Oh, thank you for the 25 bits of the emotional damage. At a push. Okay, what do I do? Or remove the top. Temper the chocolate by heating it to 42 degrees. Is that really chocolate or did the summoning just kick in? One way to find out. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Okay. We gotta temper this. So we gotta lower the valve. No, let's just turn it off. And then I guess we heat it back to 42 degrees. I'm just gonna actually pick up the pot for a little bit. And then put it back down. That did nothing. Okay. $27. We need 27. And then we'll heat it right back up to 42 degrees. You have very nice legs. I want to touch them and bite them. Does the pot need to stay on the stove for it to be cooled? I could take it off, but it's already cooled off. So then we start heating it up back to 42 degrees. Yeah, I could take it off the heater, or I could turn off the heater, or just remove the pot. I chose to just keep it there. I don't know what temper means, by the way. I don't know what that means. I haven't made chocolate before, so I don't know. You know what? Let's look it up. What is tempering? What is tempering chocolate? Tempering chocolate is a technique that involves heating and cooling it to precise measurements to create a stable structure with specific fat crystals. The result is a chocolate that's shiny, firm, and snaps when broken, and is less likely to melt in your hands. Here's what happens during tempering. The chocolate is cooled while being agitated to crystallize a small amount of cocoa powder. Heating the liquid is heated to maintain the most stable crystal forms, which serve as nouilles for the rest of the cacao butter to solidify around. Well, there's your full definition of it. Okay, Wolf. Can't Google shit around here, man. Just tempering is also a process to control the crystal growth of steel to give it different properties. Oh, that's cool. And who says watching VTubers aren't educational? I'm also checking Discord at this time.
I don't have to take this. I'm going for a walk.
Thank you for the walk. Alucard. I mean, this game.
Placement. I wanted to send you this friendly little letter to inform you of your imminent demise. If you're curious about the frequency of which I've sent these letters, it is merely to instill as much fear as I can, as if basting a turkey, which I will then proceed to have sex with. That's right, I'm going to fuck the fear turkey.
Thank you for the fear turkey, Wolf. I love Alucard. I love him. I need to get some spy sound alerts in here. I need my men that I simp over part of my channel. But this game is pretty fun and relaxing. I just think they have more bugs need to be fixed, and they need to be clear in their instructions. Ah, shit. Oh, I need to stir. You love Alucard or the abridged VA? I love Alucard. I love that man. Remove cover from press. Select chocolate shape. Okay, well, I'm going to pick up this hot pot and remove this cover.
And I want want you
Oh,
to
jeez.
know.
Bober, ja pierdolę, kurwa, bober, kurwa. Ja pierdolę, kurwa, bober, kurwa. Ja pierdolę, kurwa, bober, kurwa. Kurwa, bober, bober.
Thank you for the bobber. Oh, the wheels. Pour the liqueur from the pot into the press form. There. Can I please pour you? Like, why won't you let me pour? Oh, wait, missing filling spots. Filling tank. Where's that stuff at? Huh? The mold is the rightmost one. Rightmost one. Oh! What would I ever do without you, chat? I'll add the 25 bits to that goal. That counts. It counts. Oops, I think I miscalculated the ingredients needed. It was too much, boss. You can pour what is left into another container, or if you think it'll be useless, into the trash, because we'll still need the pot. So I did have the perfect amount last time, but you can say, oh, we're gonna do it this way. Pull the lever. Pull the... Come on. Come on. I'm pressing the wheel game. Oh, probably because I have a pot in my hand, because I can only do one thing with one hand. Because apparently I only have one hand. So 13 grams extra. Eh. Eh. Oh. God. I am technically due for an eye exam. For press machine. Wait, do I not have enough coal? Can I buy more coal? 'Cause I don't have any more, game. Just didn't let you overfill the mold and have to start over. True. Game, how do I get more coal? Oh wait. No, I need coal, but I don't have any coal. But I don't. How do I buy more coal? Shop. Here we go. No, I just don't have enough power. The airship's on its way. I have to wait? Oh, I discovered the balcony. No, I literally, like, I don't have to open a valve. I literally have no coal for the machine. Oh. Do they drop my coal here? Hi! 1 bag of coal, please. Thank you. Can I place you down, please? No, oh, no. Game! There we go. Can I run? I can run. See, now we can choke it. Here we go. Now it should work. Boop. Yeah, we just need more coal. Burn! Burn! Hi, Mist Boy. Welcome, welcome. How are you? I should go ahead and buy more coal while I'm at it. Oh, it should be turned off. Turning off. What a perfectly sublime piece of chocolate. I am tempted to take a bite, but alas I am a robot and cannot consume food, such my fate. Regardless, it is time to package the chocolate. Make it as coincident as the outside as it is on the inside. Okay. Ooh, you discovered the packaging machine. No shape selected. What shape should we go for? Well, first we put it down. Put it down, put it down. Choose packaging. Oh, can I choose my own? Like, tutorial, you don't want me a particular color? Oh. Oh, the lever's... Why is the lever over here? still got that 100 grams of chocolate from earlier, you could probably temper it to make another bar. I probably will. There was like a lot of that too. Remove cover from shipping machine. Put the pack. Wait. Oh. Wait, I did that, right? Oh, it's over there. Shipping machine. Close the door. And off it goes. It only took us, what, like 32 minutes? An hour? To get one bar of chocolate out? One hour and 45 minutes? Cool. Oh, there it is. Oh, ow. Okay. I don't think we need this huge ship for one bar of chocolate, but... okay. Delicious. Thank you. Can I do my own thing now? That's good work. New checkpoint. Pick up wrench. Tighten any loose bolts in the press. Oh, I see that. What, did I just... what? I dropped it. Welcome back from the ad break. There we go. I need to move my keyboard to do this. Oh, this is gonna be a weird angle. Boop. Boop. Boop! No, come on. No. There we go.
Rawr.
Rawr! Thank you for the rawr. I'm assuming Cece. She actually does that when she enters. Broop. Oh, it's you, Wolf. Okay, thank you also for the water bottle. What are you doing? Like, I don't mind you spending your research points, but like, what are you trying to do? Or are you just like checking everything out? We need another chocolate bar. I need inspiration and chocolate. Please take my order. I will impatiently await your delivery. Okay, we're making something new. But I still want to use this up. We have a lot of that. researching what all these do. They're not exactly Really? They aren't? Okay. Grind the ingredients until you obtain the desired texture. Okay. Almond. Okay, how many do we need? 20 grams. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Yeah, the pet pad's loading and the ducks aren't gonna work because my model's gone. Ugh. Can I pour some out? Because I don't need... That was too much in here. I need we're up 4 grams. Okay, and then I guess I grab that. Grind, grind, grind. Currently coarse. We needed to be fine. I need these almonds to be fine. I should also buy more coal. Now what? Add the cacao powder to the pot. Okay, okay, okay. This pot? Oh, the pot is in this. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is empty. I'll just drop it. Let's see. Bag of sugar. How much do we have? I think we have enough. No, it's empty too. I think the bag of sugar might be empty too. Wait, it's not? I thought I said empty. Oh, the pot was empty. I'll grab those after this.
Drink water. Become.
Thank you for the hydrates. I have no water, but I do have Dr. Pepper. Okay. Bag of cacao. I need 22 grams. 22. did I put the cacao butter at? Right here. We need 22. And then powdered milk. And then the almonds. Is this powdered milk? Or is this just can of milk? Milk
I don't have to
can.
take this. I'm going for a walk.
Thank you for the walk. Where would powdered milk be? 'Cause this is like milk can. I guess that is? Okay, I guess the milk can is the powdered milk. Hope you have fun rest of the stream. Need to bail some chums out. Alright, good luck with bail. Thank you for coming. Hope to see you again. Alright, now we gotta add the almonds and then we stir it. What temp does it need to be? This is like regular milk chocolate, right? Yeah, milk chocolate. Uh, 45 to 50. So we'll up the valve to 30. Up it a little bit more. Stir, stir, stir. I might also go ahead and temper the other chocolate once I get more coal. Mm. Oh, we're almost there! Chocolate, 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 chocolate. 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 I wonder what I should have for lunch today. I think we're going to the store later. We'll see. We'll see what I'll have. And you should be chocolate. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Pour the liqueur from the chocolate into the press form. And then complete the order. We could pour this a lot faster, actually. It's exactly 100, so we don't need to overly worry. Yoink! Oh, that's right, I gotta close the hatch. No, close. There. I should also go ahead and buy more coal. We're gonna need a lot of it. And then we package it. I'm gonna actually put this back on the pot on the stove. Oh, gotta go get this. Place it down. And I'll deal with that later. Oh, wrong button. Yoink. And then I just send it on its way. I don't think we tempered it. Oh well. This would be a fun multiplayer game, I'm not gonna lie. Oh. Yeah, I didn't temper it. That's fine. I mean, we still got a good score. Reach reputation level. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's go temper that dark chocolate I got over there. Make it into a bar. Package it. Yeah, I'm coming. Got more important things to do. What? Huh? No. Hmm? What do you mean I didn't put it in? There. Yeah. Come on. But I remember where the phone was. Chocolate bar. Okay. Okay, so I can only do one at a time. I'm gonna still temper this because it's right here. And then if anyone orders dark chocolate, I can just ship it right on off. Okay, to temper the dark chocolate, I need 42 to 47. Let's up this valve actually. There we go, that's going faster. And then we'll shove that in. And we can start the regular chocolate bit. You go by a bit faster, baby. I might even play this like off stream. Actually kind of nice. Maybe I'll give it a review. I've never done that. I should review games that I have. Let's see here. event in the world. It was like 40 to what? 42 to 47. Okay. I don't know if it's because it was out too long it might affect it. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Did I do it? I said it. I did it. Oh. Wait, was I looking at the wrong one? Okay, I'm gonna take it off. And then we're gonna pour it. I'm so dehydrated. Okay, and it has been tempered. Okay. And I'll probably just throw out the rest. Oh, gotta lower it. I will put this back here. Put the wrench here. Okay, I'll just shove the wrench here. And I'll pour out what is left of this. So I need this pot. Beaker? Oh wait. Artesian. Nice. We are getting there. We are doing good. we can start the chocolate. Oh, white chocolate. Okay. How do we make white chocolate? $25 to $35. What's this? This is powdered milk, sugar, and cacao butter. Oh, okay. Very fine. So do I have to... pour it in there? I don't think we do. I think we just pour it in the pot. Yeah, I think we just start pouring it. Welcome back from the ads. Let's see. It was 25, right? Okay, yeah. 30... 35, 35. Okay. No, why won't you let me pour? And then 35. And then 35 again. See, I'm worried I didn't find the powder for the milk. And then now we stir. Yeah, pouring it while having the pot on the heat is way faster. And then we gotta temper it. I shall pick it up. What temp does it need to be tempered at? 35. 27, then to 35. Okay. Stretch. Oh, that felt good. Is this off? Open. Okay. Well, you shall open it back up. Oh, I think this would be kind of fun to play again. I'll probably adjust settings and stuff to get it to be smoother. Probably gonna be ending here soon. Probably right after this chocolate bar I'm gonna end it actually. Dun, dun. Just gotta wait for this to get to 27. And then I'm gonna eat lunch. Now we need to heat it up back up to 40. 35 to 40. Ooh, I am so sorry. I don't know, maybe you guys like it at this point. Oh. 35. We're almost there. Probably could. It's been tempered. And now we pour. I do like how it does tell you it's tempered. I like that. It's a nice detail. Make sure I don't completely screw it up. There we go. I probably need to put another coal bag in, don't I? Oh, no. And Klachunk. A nice white chocolate bar. I might play this more off stream. I really like this game. It's relaxing. Like it needs some features to be fixed and added. But it is new. It like recently came out. I'm not putting that on the floor. Oh, because I didn't pick up this. Now I can put this down. Oh, what is going on over there? What happened? What is up with OBS today? And boink. Off it goes. Yoink. Ooh, 110! Perfect! Refined. I think that's a good end. I'd like to thank you guys for coming by and watching the stream. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you, I think, tomorrow for a Starbound collab. I'd have to double check the schedule, but don't forget to check out my socials on Blue Sky to follow me for posts I do, and my Discord. All of those are great ways to get notified when I go live. Have a wonderful time. Bye. Actually, you should not nap, but bye.